What's going on, guys? Worldwide here. We have a great video for you today. I'm really excited about this one, but give me a minute here to explain what's going on. Now, this video, it's not going to be your typical review video. It's not that at all. Although there are going to be some things in this video that are going to be review-like. So we are going to take a close-up look, measure some segments, and do all that. But this is what's going on in this video. And to explain, I guess, a little better, let me go back a few years when the Blade 5 first came out. We had the Blade 5 regular version as well as the Blade 5 dual core version. Now, one of the biggest questions that I was asked over these years is, was the dual core version worth the extra money? And I think it was probably like, what, a 25 or 30 US dollar price difference between the two? Something like that? Well, looking at all the Dart channels out there, mine included, that question was really never answered. So this is what I'm going to do this time around with the Blade 6. So we've got the regular Blade 6 hanging on the wall. I've got the Blade 6 triple core carbon here. And basically there's a $36 price difference. Now where I'm getting these prices is from Dart Shopper. So Dart Shopper in the Netherlands, that's where I purchased the Blade 6 that you see hanging on the wall. That was $57. The Blade 6 triple core carbon, $93. So in this video, or at the end of the video, I'm going to attempt to tell you guys whether the triple core version is worth the extra $36. So I guess, what do you say we start this video off with taking a close-up look at these things and kind of get in a comparison between what they look like, see which one looks better, and then we'll measure some segments. And then, like I said at the end of the video, I'm going to determine or attempt to determine if this one is worth the extra money. So yeah, what do you say we jump into it, guys? And this is going to be a good video. Here we go. Okay guys, so I'm going to start this video off a little bit differently. Instead of my opinion, I grabbed my neighbor who kind of self-admittedly doesn't really know a lot about darts, but I want to get his first honest impression of which dartboard here looks better. So, you guys, you ready, JC?
Yeah.
All right,
ready to go.
All you gotta do is tell me which one you think looks better. And why, maybe. So what do you think?
Well, they're pretty much the same.
Right.
But I like the lettering on this one better. I think it's easier to see.
So he's pointing at pointing at this one. So you think that one looks a little brighter?
Yeah, I think this one is a little bit better. I like how the numbers are.
All right. Okay.
And this one is still good. It's just basically it's mainly just the numbers.
All right. Good enough. Well, thank you.
Looks like almost like this. Are they the same size?
Yeah, they're all the same size.
Oh.
All right.
Must be just an illusion.
Thank you for your answer.
No problem at all.
Okay, next up to tell us what dartboard they think looks better is my girlfriend, and she actually knows a little bit more about darts, but really not all that much, do you?
Mm-mm.
No? All right. So all you got to give me is your first honest impressions of what you think looks better.
I'm going to have to say this one.
So she's pointing to this one. All right, really?
Yeah, it's a lot more brighter than that one.
Okay. Well,
yep.
there you have it. Thank you.
There it is.
All right, bye. Okay, so this video was definitely off to an interesting start. It was kind of nice to get the opinion from a couple people that really don't know too much about darts. Admittedly, my neighbor, like I said, doesn't know anything about darts, and my girlfriend does know slightly more. But yeah, it was interesting that they picked this one over the vein-free surface here. I just think this one looks a little bit cleaner, but I will admit, this Blade 6 definitely looks brighter. Like these white segments, they stand out a little more, and the red segments are definitely more red. Over on the new triple core version, they've kind of crossed over into the orange category. I think these segments, they definitely look orange to me, or they have like a slight orange tint. As far as the number ring though goes, I mean, I love the brand new number ring. I think that's beautiful. It doesn't really stand out as much, but I guess that's the idea. You want all the focus on the segments. So basically we're going to have to see what these things look like under the lights. But myself, I do prefer the vein-free surface of the triple core. I think that looks great. However, this board is a little bit brighter. But what do you say we get a little bit closer look? We'll grab the camera and yeah, we'll take a close-up look and go over some of the features of both of these boards. Alrighty guys, a little bit closer look at the $57 version of the Blade 6. And man, what a pleasure it is to own another Winmau dartboard. I tell you what, I've missed these things big time. And one of the big reasons is the Rotolock feature. It is hands down one of the best features there is on a dartboard. Actually, when I mounted this dartboard to my wall for the intro section, I had a smile on my face because it's such a dream, using these rotolocks. It mounted flush to the board, and yeah, you just really can't beat the rotolock feature, which every single Blade 6 dartboard does have the rotolock feature, so that's a plus as well. But yeah, looking at this board, you do see some veins. I guess if I had to nitpick, the veins in this board would really be my only complaint. But I mean, to be honest, it's really not honestly a complaint of mine at all, because it doesn't make a difference in the performance, in my opinion. I just think it's a really great looking dartboard. Good price too as well, at $57 for the entry-level Blade 6. But what do you say we get a little bit closer look and measure a couple of these segments? Okay, we'll do a quick once around here, and I'm going handheld, so I'm going to try to keep this as steady as possible. And you can definitely see the veins a little bit better. Now, those are where the biscuits of sisal are squished together. It creates these veins. However, you know, they just don't seem too bad, in my opinion, on this dartboard. The bullseye, look at that. Perfectly centered. And I actually did give this board a quick once-over. I didn't really see any imperfections or anything like that, so I think I've got a good board. Now, check this out, guys. I'm going to show you how well this spider is pushed into the sisal. I mean, it's really flush, in my opinion. I mean, that's in there really good. So yeah, that spider is definitely pressed in well. Seems very even all over the entire dartboard as well. So yeah, I think I got a very nice version of the Blade 6. So what do you say we measure some segments, and then we'll go over to the triple core. Okay guys, I'm only going to measure a couple segments. I don't want this video to drag on for too long, but there's the digital calipers. We'll start with the original treble 20 segment. And this is, wow, you guys see that? 10.1 millimeters wide, so that's really healthy. What else we have here? We'll do the double 20. That is reading 10 millimeters wide. We'll check the double 16. That gets used quite a bit. That comes in at 9.9 millimeters wide. And then we'll check the treble 19. That's the cover shot. That one's important. And I notice here, man, those wires are really pushed in far. It's almost hard to get the calipers in there. That actually is 10 millimeters wide, right on the money. So there you go. Very healthy segments on the regular $57 Blade 6. Whoops, I can't forget the bullseye. We've got to check that one. So going right across the center. Normally these are about 13. Wow, this one is reading 13.4. So very, very healthy. Love to see these on the PDC stage. And then going across the 25, we've got 32.2 millimeters wide. So there you go, guys. Now let's check out the triple core. Okay guys, here we go with the Winmau Blade 6 triple core carbon dartboard, and man, it doesn't get too much better than that. What a clean looking face. We've got no veins anywhere, so I do like that look. The only thing I kind of have a problem with though is the red segments, which look a little bit more orange to me, and I think I saw AZ Darts mention that in their video as well. So yeah, they're kind of looking more orange, which I don't know, I guess is maybe easier on the eyes. And that was the goal with this dartboard. And this gray titanium metal number ring, I think that looks amazing as well. It's nice that they went with a metal number ring instead of that plastic crap that you see on some other dartboards that I will not mention. The triple core also, like I said, has the rotolock features. The rotolock doesn't get any better than that. And on top of that, this board came with a leveling referee tool, which is pretty nice. I think these cost usually about $5, so when you hang your board on the wall, you can make sure it's leveled. So I guess this leveling tool kind of takes away from that $36 price difference. So like I said, I think these usually cost somewhere right around $5, so nice to see them include that. But there it is. There's the Blade 6 triple core. What do you say we get a little bit closer look, and then we'll measure some segments. Okay, we'll do a quick once around here, going handheld again, so I'll try to keep this as steady as possible. And you know, I gave it the quick once over. I did notice a few imperfections. We got a little missing chunk of sisal right there in the corner. And over here, there was a couple missing chunks in the double segment. But other than that, oh, there was one more as well. The bullseye is kind of raised right there, kind of, it's uneven. You can obviously see right there and there. So a little uneven. So, I mean, that's just a nitpick though. Otherwise, the bullseye perfectly centered. And yeah, the board is looking really good in my opinion. I mean, those are just some minor imperfections. Not a big deal in my opinion. And check this out, guys. I think these wires are a little bit more raised compared to the $57 version. I mean, it's pretty close. It's still flush, but I think they're a little bit more raised compared to the other Blade 6 dartboard. So there it is. Let me measure some segments really quick, and then we'll get these things hung up on the wall, throw some darts at them. Okay guys, same thing, quick check of the segments, again starting with the original treble 20 segment. And on this one, wow, surprisingly, can you guys see that? 9.7 millimeters, so a little bit smaller compared to the regular Blade 6. 9.8 millimeters wide on the double 20. What other ones did we check? We checked the double 16 on the other board. So let's give that a look here. 9.7 millimeters wide. And we checked the treble 19. And I can see here, these wires are definitely a little more raised compared to the treble 19 on the other Blade 6 because I could barely catch the lip. So there we go, 9.7 millimeters wide here. So wow, that's surprising. Can we, let's see if I can do this without cutting off the camera. We'll check the bullseye here. We'll start with a 25. So 32.2, I think that was identical to the other one. And this bullseye, wow, 13.1 millimeters wide on the bullseye. The other one, 13.4. So there you go, guys. To be honest, to be totally honest with you, if I'm playing online darts at home, I would prefer the larger segment size. I'll take any advantage that I can get. So I prefer the larger segment size on the $57 Blade 6. What do you think of that? Okay guys, one last test before we get these hung on the wall, but I've got the brand new MVG 21.5 gram exacts. So really nice darts. I'm going to be having a review on those things rather shortly. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to drop each one of these darts into the dartboard from 4.5 feet, and it's just going to give us a quick kind of check on the firmness of the board. Yeah, I got to admit, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's really the only thing I can think of. So here we go. I'm going to drop into the $57 Blade 6 first. So there's that one. Then we'll double check now. Same distance, dropping into the $93 version. So I'm going to find out, we'll get a close-up look here and find out which one went in the board deeper. And you like my socks, by the way? Nice smart wool, very comfy. Okay guys, so this was a ridiculous test because we have a problem already, because on the $93 board, the dart entered the single 8 segment, which is painted, and on the $57 board, it entered the 6 segment, which is just white. So I've heard, I'm not sure if this is true, but I've heard the painted segments are a little bit more firm. And if so, that's the case here. I can definitely say the $93 board, according to this kind of BS little test that I just did, this is a little bit more firm here. As you can see, the dart didn't penetrate that far here, but on the $57 version, the point went in probably about halfway. So there we go. I think that was a crappy test, but I'm going to get these things hung up on the wall, and I'll give you my fair opinion on these things. So here we go. Okay, guys, here we go. Let's have a few throws on the $57 Winmau Blade 6. Oh, and I do have to mention, this leveling tool, man, what a nice little tool that is. I hung up the board, and by me eyeballing it, I thought it was all set. I checked it with the leveling tool. Turns out I was off by a little bit. So if you don't have one of these, I highly recommend getting one. Yeah, very nice little piece of kit there. But I tell you what, you guys know I haven't had a Winmau dartboard hanging on the wall for quite a while. I missed that roto-lock feature, so no more stuffing cardboard behind the board to try to get it level. That roto-lock feature is such a dream, and in my opinion, that single feature puts it above and beyond any other dartboard on the market. That's how much I like the roto-lock feature. Oh man, what a nice plunk. Just has such a great sound when it hits the board. Plunk. Ooh, hey, good little start, considering I'm only throwing from one leg. I'm going to keep this short. I'll probably only do about 3 throws. I don't want this video to drag on too ungodly long. Oh man, that does. It sounds so good, guys. Plunk. 83. Yeah, that cracks me up. the darts, the points, they squeak when you pull them out of the board. I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about there. Let me throw a couple at that giant bullseye. I couldn't believe the segment size of this board. So, I mean, that was probably some of the biggest segments I've ever seen. Now, personally, I kind of like that because if I'm playing online darts at home against somebody, I mean, I'm going to want the biggest segments that I can get. I'll take any advantage that I can get, guys. Well, there we go. There's the Blade 6, the regular version. Let me get the triple core hung up, and I'll say a few things about that. And then at the end of the video, we'll determine if the triple core is worth the extra $36. So yeah, let me hang up the other board. Okay, there we go, guys. I've got the $93 Winmau Blade 6 triple core all hung up on the wall. Again, it went up like a breeze. That roto-lock feature, hands down, one of the best features on the market as far as dartboards are concerned. And check this out. I haven't thrown a single dart at this thing. So right here is going to be my first 3 darts ever on the Blade 6 triple core. Let's see how this goes. Oh, all right. Single 20. I thought that was going in the 5 for a second. Another single 20. And hey, we'll take a 60 to jump out of the gate with. Oh, and again, once again, my points squeaked as I pull them out, and I'm using the gold Target Storm points. But I tell you what, very easy on the eyes, especially from back here. That number ring kind of blends in, so you really don't notice that. And I think the higher the skill level, that number ring really shouldn't come into play because obviously we all know where the numbers are on the dartboard. But yeah, definitely easy on the eyes. The vein-free surface, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Oh, that was almost my first treble 20 on this board. And again, it's just so difficult to throw with one leg, but that's my excuse for today. Let's see if I can get my first treble 20. I was hoping to get it on my first throw. We'll do one more here. Ah, come on down a little bit. Yeah, there's the first treble 20 on the brand new triple core. We'll go with the bullseye. Oh, where was that going? All right, this will be the last one. I just want to hit the bullseye at least once. Or I'll settle for the 25. The condition I'm in, I can't be too picky. Hey, we'll take that. Oh, now that wasn't a bounce out, guys. That actually hit the flight of the dart already in the bullseye, so that wasn't a bounce out. And I don't expect to get any bounce outs on this dartboard for quite a while. That was actually a deflection right there. And I don't think I can bend over and pick that dart up. I'll try. Oh, there we go. So, that was a few darts at each board. And now to conclude this video, I'm going to let you guys know if the triple core is worth the extra $36 over the other Blade 6 boards. So what do you say we wrap this video up? All right, guys, let's wrap this video up. And I also want you to keep in mind, I've only had these dartboards for a day now, so I'm basing these conclusions on just what I've done with these boards today. Obviously, with dartboards, you want to have these things for a while. You want to test them out, see how long they wear. Unfortunately, I just can't obviously do that at the moment. So I will have some updates further on down the line. I actually might do a separate review on each of these boards, and I can get a little more into the technology that went into these things. It's absolutely amazing. Hands down, either one of these boards and the Blade 6 dual core as well, which I don't have, but all 3 of these boards, absolutely hands down, the best boards ever produced, in my opinion, and I think we can pretty much all agree on that, I think, right? Yeah, we can all agree on that. But as far as today's testing, and from what I've seen out of the gate, I'm going to go with, does this surprise you? I don't know if it might. I'm going to go with a $57 dartboard. Was actually kind of my favorite for a few reasons. Now let me explain. Firstly, the price. I think that's a reasonable deal, $57 for a dartboard this nice. The roto-lock features. I mean, I think that's a pretty good deal. Let me know what you guys think. But then With the triple core, I mean, you're almost looking at, well, with the shipping, you're probably going to be over $100 for a dartboard. And, you know, that's pretty expensive. I mean, in reality, it's not, considering how much we use these things day in, day out. But, I mean, plunking down over $100 for a dartboard, that gets a little bit expensive. So $57, I think that's a reasonable deal. Also, with the $57 board, I preferred the more vibrant colors. The red was a little more red. The white was a little bit more white as well. So I just personally prefer the more vibrant colors. The numbering on this board, I mean, I do like it, but as an experienced player, I don't think the numbering really factors into things too much for me anyway. We should all know where the numbers are on the dartboard. So I guess that's about it. However, on the $93 board, I mean, let's admit, guys, probably the nicest board ever produced, ever created, right there. That's about as nice as it gets. Beautiful vein-free surface. And looking at it here from the line, man, it just does not get any better than that. I mean, just such an absolutely beautiful board. But I think for the average recreational player, the person that plays at home, I'm going to go with the $57 board. I just think it's more reasonable and it makes more sense. However, if you have a special occasion, a birthday, a Christmas, by all means, spend the money, splurge, treat yourself to this board because, man, it is that nice. But I think for the average dart player, this $57 board is going to be well more than enough for most of us. And to be honest, another thing, guys, if I'm playing darts at home, online darts, I'm going to prefer the larger segments of this dartboard. Now, I don't know if that was just a one-off or just the one batch where these segments were absolutely huge, but I'm not going to lie, those larger segments, I'll take any advantage I can get. And, you know, 10 millimeter plus segments, that's pretty huge. And those were just a little bit smaller. Not really that big of a deal, but man, I'll take any advantage I can get. So there you go, guys. Let me know if I should do a separate review on either of these dartboards. I'll go a little bit more into the technology that went into them. And it's just absolutely unreal what they did with these boards. Thumbs up to Winmau for this new Blade 6 designs. Wow, it doesn't get any better than this. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. But before we go, I've got to plunk in my first 180 on this dartboard. So here we go. Boom, and there it is, the first 180 on the brand new Winmau Blade 6 triple core carbon. Hey, nice little tight group as well. So hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments section. Be honest with me, if you hated it, that's fine too, but I thought it was a pretty decent video. Overall, I still stand by my opinion. I think the $57 Blade 6 will probably suit 95% of all players. I mean, it is just such a great dartboard for the price. However, I mean, right there, that board hanging on the wall, best board that's ever been made. It is that nice. So definitely something you can treat yourself for your birthday, Christmas, whatever. Christmas is coming soon, so splurge. Go ahead and get that one if you want to. But honestly, I think this $57 dartboard is as good as a board as you'll ever need. So I'm not really sure. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth the price difference. Although, man, how could you not get that board at the same time? It's such a hard decision. Well, anyway, guys, make sure you're subscribed because I do have the MVG Winmau Exact review coming soon and a whole ton of other great videos as well. So I would appreciate, how about a thumbs up on this one? I guess that would help me out, help out the video. And yeah, maybe 200 thumbs up on this video. We'll see if it can be done. So until next time, guys, we will see you on the next video. Later.